Hi everyone, it's been a very long time since my last video. I'm here in Oxfordshire today and I have a very important announcement. We are officially launching a new series, and this intermediate series is dedicated to all those people who think of themselves as beginners, but they're actually already familiar with the language, they know a little bit of grammar, but they're not fluent yet. And they can't find opportunities or ways to practice and become fluent. So this series is designed to be of great help to you, and of course you're going to have to put some effort in, and it's going to be up to you to make it a learning tool as opposed to a way of just learning a thing or two every once in a while. But I also want to say something very important. I have received at least 1,000 times various questions that revolve around the same thing, which is, what is the most efficient way to become fluent in a language, specifically Italian? What's the best way, what's the best advice that I could give to someone in the process of learning Italian and maybe struggling with it? First of all, learning a language should be easy and fun. If it's not easy or not fun, you're probably doing things wrong. And I fear most people might be doing the wrong things. Now, how to learn a language such as Italian? I think I would start with learning the pronunciation and getting the pronunciation perfect. I'm not saying good, I'm saying perfect. Why? Because it's easy and because it can be done once. And if you learn it right the first time around, you don't have to learn it twice. And replacing one thing that you've learned with something else is way harder than learning it right the first time around. So this is very important. Sounds first. Don't be happy with good. You need to get it right. And second, I would focus on patterns. Get familiar with the patterns and the way that words connect to each other. That's a great way of learning. And then proceed and practice that. And then, after 1 year, a couple of years, you should be good to go. After that, you can focus on grammar and carry on with your learning process and just focus on what you're most interested in without wasting time. A lot of people waste time. A lot of people spend years doing the wrong things. I think the majority of people picking up Italian, they just start by reading textbooks and grammar books, and then they get confused because they want to get the grammar right. But that's not how children learn, and that's not how you should learn, because it's not natural. And you're going to end up speaking in a way that is not clear. I'll give you an example. I'll tell you a story. Now, this was supposed to be a 2-minute video, but it's probably going to be way longer than that, but who cares? This guy, Jerry, he's from America, and we met on the plane. He had been studying Italian for years, reading books. He was an expert in Italian grammar. He knew way more grammar than I did, and he probably knows way more grammar than I do now. But we landed, and he met what I think was his host family, and all he wanted to say is, let's go and get a coffee. But instead of using the word coffee, he used the word, I think, ristretto or espresso, one of those small Italian coffees. And obviously he spoke for about a minute, and they couldn't understand, the people he was with, they couldn't understand what he was saying. So they asked him to repeat. So he repeated, and then again and again, and they couldn't understand what he was saying, and he was confused. So he said it again, but louder, and everybody could hear it, but they just couldn't understand. I could, but they didn't know what he was talking about. And then it was disheartening even for me to see that. to witness that. And then in the end, he just said the word espresso. And they couldn't understand still. I had to go, so I don't know the end to that story. But the whole point of this is that you don't want to be that man. Pronunciation shouldn't be something that you spend time, if you can spare some time, maybe later on, towards the end of your learning career. No, it should be the first thing. And the reason for that is that pronunciation is absolutely important. It's not 30 or 40% of a language, it's more like 99% of a language. At the end of the day, all we do when we speak is we output sounds. And if you don't emit the sounds that native speakers expect, guess what? You're going to be like, they're going to be confused and they're not going to understand anything. So it makes no sense to do what most people do and learn grammar and spend time on websites getting badges and certificates and yes, I can do this, I can do that, but guess what? You can't speak unless the pronunciation is right there. So it's easy. It should be easy and fun. If it isn't, you're doing it wrong. Start from pronunciation. Focus on pronunciation first. Second, I would say patterns. So just read out loud. And then you can focus on conversation. Make conversation. Try and make conversation on your own with someone else like you, practicing with a native speaker. Go to Italy, find a pen pal, find somebody online, find anyone, find a way, go to a meetup and practice and practice and practice. Obviously you're going to have to put the work in, but that should be a pleasure. If you feel like you're not progressing and you've been studying Italian for a while, you're not doing the right things. You could be doing push-ups for 20 years. You will never be a great runner because that's not how great runners train. Anyway, it's getting late, and as I said, I'm very excited for this new series. One more thing is, don't forget to post some comments in the comment section below this video if you have some questions so that we can address them in the next videos. Have fun, keep studying, keep practicing Italian, keep learning, and take care until next time. Bye.